Welcome back to the show where we run you through all the Dolphins news you need to know about. After you through the news you need to know about, we run you through the fan Q&A, we answer fans' questions. So much to talk about in today's show. I want to run through some quick stuff, quick updates, really quickly. Cam Smith, obviously the second round pick for the Dolphins, still has not been signed yet. I'm definitely waiting for that to happen. I feel like something like that would happen before like a Dalvin Cook signing, possibly. It seems like the Dolphins are going through a lot right now when it comes to getting the books in order with the salary cap. You know, they still have the Christian Wilkins thing going on. Connor Williams obviously was absent from OTA stuff because he wants a new contract. So they have a lot of decisions to make before training camp starts, and maybe even during training camp. I'm assuming they would obviously like to get this stuff done before training camp. But yeah, Cam Smith still has not been signed. The Dolphins, again, this is a really quick report from Barry Jackson. It's literally more of the same. The Dolphins are trying to get an extension done with Christian Wilkins. The two, same thing as last week we discussed. It seems like both sides want to get a deal done, according to the Miami Herald, and they're still working on that. So again, just add that to the whole thing. We do have a Dalvin Cook update, which is a little bit bigger of a news story, but that's still going on. So again, Cam Smith not signed, Dolphins still trying to get Christian Wilkins signed. I think we're all hoping for that. I don't know what they're going to do with Connor Williams. That's a whole nother rigmarole and bag of worms that we could sit here and talk about for another 5 minutes, but who the heck wants to know? We talked about it last week. I love Connor Williams. I think he had a phenomenal year last year. I think probably you could argue the most consistent O-lineman on the team in terms of play last year, even though some of the snap stuff wasn't great. But I thought he kind of got that under control. But anyway, let's continue on with the news you need to know about. We have a Dalvin Cook update. This comes from Pro Football Rumors. Now, this was June 22nd. This was reported. Before we get into this article, I want to point some things out. Since June 22nd, we're now on June 27th by the time this comes out. There have been reports that the Jets have been interested in Dalvin Cook. Patriots in the last few days have really started to caught on fire here. If you watch the Twitter stuff, Dalvin Cook has liked tweets from both franchises, from the Jets and Patriots, if that means anything to you. He has also liked things from the Dolphins. But he recently did a Sirius XM radio interview where he, and this is where this next news story comes from. This next news story comes from Pro Football Rumors. Dolphins and Dalvin Cook have discussed the deal. And again, all of these quotes come from the Sirius XM radio interview that he did. He said a lot of really good things about the Dolphins and the scheme, how it would be a perfect fit. He says he has discussed things with the Dolphins in terms of a deal. So they have discussed things, which is interesting. This is what the exact quote is. We'll just read it. He said, quote, this is the thing. Yeah, I believe this is from... This is what Dalvin Cook had to say about the Dolphins. He said, quote, yeah, it's an exciting situation to go into. Again, this is Dalvin Cook saying this. It's an exciting situation to go into when you got guys that can stretch the field on the outside. I think that defense is pretty solid to me. Tua Tagovailoa, when he's out there on the field, they got a winning record. As a running back, you look for a certain scheme, and I know the scheme that I'm good in, and that's outside zone, and that's what the Miami Dolphins run. So, it'd be a perfect fit. He went on to say in the interview, quote, a lot of people have me pegged going back home. A lot of people got me going to the Jets. It's all over the place right now, but what's going to be important for me, is just going to that right situation, helping somebody turn the page. I want to go and be the piece that can just help somebody win. I'm going to burp or cough or something to get bored and get over the hump. And whatever that situation comes with, if it comes with me taking less reps, but me being in the perfect situation to hold up that trophy, I don't mind. I just want to go somewhere I can just get the ball and help somebody win and turn the next page. that was all gobbledygook nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to go to the team that pays him the most money. I'm sorry. I just, when you hear athletes say things like that, it's rarely the case. Quarterbacks say things like that, but they're still by far the highest paid position in the league. So it's easy for them to say that, because even a mid-level contract for a quarterback is even significantly greater than what a running back would get on the market. So it's easy for quarterbacks to say that. And from what I have read, and if you've kept up with the Dalvin Cook fiasco slash circus, and I'm sorry about the quote reading, not my strong suit on the podcast, but it never has been if you've been a long time listener. Anyway, to get back on track here, if you've been following the circus and fiasco that has been the Dalvin Cook situation, you would know that it seems to be money is the biggest issue with every team right now. It's not necessarily like he likes to like he put it, the perfect fit. It's who's gonna pay him the most money. And we'll see what happens if the Dolphins are willing. Because again, like I said, the Dolphins have to worry about a lot of things right now. Connor Williams, they've got Christian Wilkins coming up, who honestly, if they got a deal done with Wilkins, would free up cap space. They still have their second round pick who remains unsigned. So they still have they still have things they have to obviously get done. They still have Raheem and Jeff on the roster. Clearly there's interest there. Obviously, like in this article, it comes from sources inside the organization. Like Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald saying that the two have talked about a deal. So at least there's a legitimate connection there. The Dolphins tried to trade for him before. Who knows what's going to happen. There clearly is a connection there. Hopefully the Dolphins can get a deal done with Dalvin Cook. That would be amazing. One of the fans in the fan Q&A like a few weeks back, I don't remember who it was, but they brought up a great point of this year it could be Raheem and Dalvin, and then next year it could be Dalvin and Devon A-Chain, especially since Mostert and Jeff Wilson's deals are so short. And I really liked that idea. I think that's a really nice idea. And A-Chain can be more of a special teams guy his first season, more of kind of a receiving threat type of a guy, more of a utility player. And I like the idea of that. The idea of him being, and I don't know how good A-Chain is going to be his first season. But we know how great Dalvin Cook is, and Dalvin Cook just helps the offense in a lot of different areas. One of the biggest things this team needs to improve on is taking pressure off of the passing game and becoming more of a methodical team and less big play heavy, because they struggled to do that. A lot of their touchdown drives were big plays in the pass game, and they were really one-dimensional, and that's why they struggled against the Chargers and even the Packers in the second half. They just became too one-dimensional. And even in the Jets game at the end of the year, that really affected that game, being that reliant on the pass game, especially when your starting quarterback goes out. Your identity is what it is, and it's like, okay, well now Skyler, you have to kind of be Tua, and he's just not that kind. He's not that guy, and it's just too much pressure to put on backup quarterbacks like Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson, and we all know what happened when that happened. So to become a better methodical team, and take pressure off the pass game, all of those things would happen if Dalvin Cook signed with Miami. So I'm all for it. And it's nice to know that they're still talking about a deal. We'll see if they can, obviously finalize something. This next news story is very unfortunate and sad for Dolphins fans, as if they, something always weird has to happen in the offseason for the Dolphins. I don't know why, but it seems to be mandatory. But Tyreek Hill, and this is according to multiple sources, from Sun Sentinel to the Miami Herald to Bleacher Report, and this went from a multitude of different reports, but it seems to have settled. Tyreek Hill is being investigated on an assault charge. He allegedly assaulted a man at a marina in Miami Beach, I believe. He hit him in the back of the head. I guess he slapped him in the back of the head. It's not like a serious assault. You know what I mean? Seems to be more of a, like, why did you lay your hands on anybody in the first place kind of deal. It wasn't like a Alvin Kamara situation where the man had to go to the hospital and probably get, some sort of surgery. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's not a severe assault. It's going to be interesting to see. It seems, apparently all of this was caught on camera. Who knows when that stuff's going to be released. This did happen. This has happened before where they've claimed people have been caught on camera doing something, and then the footage will come out and you're like, yeah, then you watch the footage and it's like, yeah, that didn't happen. So maybe there's still hope. Obviously, Tyreek Hill has a violent past that he has left, it seemed to have left behind him. I don't necessarily think this is I don't know if you would put that in this category. I don't know how anybody else views this. It depends on how the league views it. We'll see what they end up doing with the situation if the footage is released. And why does for whatever reason, anytime any NFL player gets in this kind of trouble, it's always on camera. Like, it's always on camera. I guess there are cameras everywhere now, but I think as a Dolphins fan's perspective on this, it's unfortunate. I hope he doesn't get... The charges aren't serious. I hope he doesn't get suspended for this. He slapped a man on the back of the head, okay? I'm just saying. It's not the end of the world. I hope that doesn't garner a suspension. That's all I'm saying. Is it a good thing that he did that? No. It sucks that he did that. I hope this doesn't... And apparently he was... who knows what the altercation was about. I guess we're about to find out with the video. But anyway, I just hope he doesn't get suspended. That would be... I don't know, I won't use the word devastating, but not having Tyreek Hill on the field would be... Obviously, the team is less dangerous. I still think we could win, but it would suck not having him out there. Because he's such a great player. One of the best Dolphins Dolphin seasons of all time. 1,700 yards. I feel like people don't really... I think Dolphins fans, for whatever reason, if you become a Dolphin, it doesn't matter what kind of season you have, it's always under the radar, especially in recent times. It's very strange, because he had a 1,700 yard season, second leading receiver in the NFL. Should have been the league leader. He was on pace to, but obviously his quarterback got hurt. But I can't express enough of how great he was his first year as a Dolphin. Still, I think I don't know if Mark might have the record with 1,800 yards. That might be wrong. That's probably wrong. I think it's the touchdown record I'm thinking of, where he had it for a while at 18, and then I think that was broken by either Jerry Rice or Randy Moss later on. I believe it was Randy. But Tyreek Hill was phenomenal this past season. Hopefully he doesn't get suspended. Let's see here. Just making sure I'm not leaving anything off. We went through Cam Smith. I really hope Tyreek Hill doesn't get suspended. That would suck. And then obviously we went through the Dalvin Cook stuff. Shout out to my boy Christian Wilkins. God bless him. Hopefully he signs the deal. I think that's it. Yep, I think and Zach Sealer apparently, we discussed that last week, but just to throw that in here, obviously he's looking for a new contract as well. So there's a lot going on with the Dolphins right now in terms of who's gonna get signed, who isn't. Are they going to sign Dalvin Cook? I honestly don't think this. I'm just tempering my expectations here. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below about this news. And I forgot to post. There's 15 million things going on, everybody. This going left, this going right, this going up, this going down. It is what it is. I forgot to put the thing up. This episode's out late, and it does matter to me. But next week, obviously, we will have hopefully people get their questions in, and we can have the fan Q&A come back. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Weird week for Dolphins news, and I'll see you guys in the next one.